There was a minor typo in my title, but I think we're good now. I honestly forget what my commands for this thing are, because I haven't played this game in such a long fucking time. Let's see. Well, the only thing I remember doing last time I actually played this game, because I was playing this on my own a little bit, is we did the prologue, and I got my ass handed to me by the prologue boss a few times. That was not fun. A single chaos, I forget what it was called, like Chaos Beast or something like that. A single Chaos Beast or whatever the fuck wrecked my shit so many times. So we're going through this stuff. Let's see. So by right of blood. So yeah, we did all that stuff, and the last thing we did was we armed ourselves. Let's see. Take the Lord's Captain's place. Let's see. Find the Master Halson. We did that already. Rogue Trader Theodora von Valentius desires to personally meet with the person who recently brought aboard her Shike ship. Stormbringer of the Dynasty. So the Lord Captain has something important to share with her heir if she ever gets a chance. She's dead. She's very much dead. Okay. Click the Warrant Chamber. Paul Conrad. While Lord Captain and her officers are busy crushing the revolt, someone needs to find Edelthrad, the dynasty heir particularly favored by Lady Theodora. So I don't even know where she is, or let's go to the whereabouts of Edelthrad the heir. So we had to find the heir, basically. We had to find Edelthrad. But yeah, it's been a while since I actually did anything with this game. So I'm just gonna take a look at my controls real quick before I do anything else, because it's, let's see, Corpus Valentius, that's let's see, the make them assassins. Oh, these are different archetypes that I can create. I believe am I an did I already choose an archetype? I forget if I chose an archetype. Let's see. Summary, this is all of my stupid shit. So we have currently, we only have our main characters. So we have, what is it? Abelard, who is I believe he's a soldier. It just say what archetype this fucker is. Forget where it actually says what he is. Where the hell is this thing? Yeah, archetype, there it is. He is a warrior. She is an operative. And then we have Sister Argenta, who unfortunately we cannot romance, which is very unfortunate. She is a soldier. And what was mine? Operative. Operative uses intelligence and precision to find and exploit weaknesses in an enemy's defenses. None can withstand an attack from an operative. Core focus, precise single attacks, defense penetration, and area debuffs. This is a firing position. So I forget what I can actually make from my operative. Take a look here. So okay, so Q and E, it is basically Baldur's Gate commands, but it's just been a while. Okay, so let's see. That's the dice log. I apologize because this is going to just me messing around with stupid shit for a while. So let's see. The Arc Militant, Blade Masters Operatives. Okay, so Blade. I can become an assassin. I become a bounty hunter. I become a grand strategist. Or a master tactician. Oh no, not an officer. Okay, so officers are the first archetype you can get, but I'm not an officer. Let's see. Armor. so creates a flash holes. Okay, we cannot remove anything, so we're good there. Formation map. That's me. So let's see if we get up to Adira. Let's see. Tall middle-aged woman stares straight ahead, her eyes vacant as she rubs the implant at her temple. Her collar is undone, and one of the glasses is on the verge of falling off. Sensing your presence, Adira turns her head towards you and offers you a crooked smile, even as her eyes look right through you.
None of the officers knew the Lord Captain well, not even Abelard, and she was always closer to him than anyone else. She told me from the off if I ever listened to anything in the warp about her without her permission, I'd be going out through the airlock. I'm not an idiot, so I never stuck my nose where it didn't belong, only when I was asked. It's hard to wrap my head around the fact that she's gone. Lady von Valancius gave me everything I have. She opened the stars to me and the paths between them. I still think I can hear her voice.
I'd like to hear our argument. What awaits me in the future?
All right, let's hear what they're whispering about you.
Adira last rubs her hands together and suddenly freezes with a vacant smile on her face, her head slightly tilted. You feel goosebumps appear on your skin, and your collar begins to waver ever so slightly as it's moved by a breeze from a half-open door.
Seek not on firm ground, but in a golden hall suspended in the void. There waits a child without kin, but with a name blind to truth. She draws the brush across the canvas and does not notice that her palette is full not of paint, but of blood. And with each smear, this well does not deplete, but fills and fills up to the brim. One thing is clear. When this vessel overflows, none will remain unstained. Among the blind men and false prophets, a red-robed sage...
I'm just checking something real quick while I do all this shit, because I forgot to do something here. And then... There we go, that's better. We have
the answer to a question. He does not know that it is not the answer he must seek, but the question that will draw everything into focus. Will you help him, Rogue Trader? But mark that sometimes ignorance is sweeter than oblivion. A chained hound chases after glimmers of the aurora, but sparks in the scent of oil confound his nose. A chain trails after him. What will happen if you pick it up? Will you become his mistress? Or merely another beast in the pack of his true lord? The glow of dawn bursts forth from its prison. Dungeon walls cannot contain the dark essence wallowing in the dust. A naive cub pushes his nose into a familiar hand, one that holds death in twisted glass. Cherish it or cast it off as a burden. The sword of change has already been raised. What is one more life to it? I'm sorry, Lord Captain. The voices are going wild. I can't make out a thing. I'll try to rein them in, somehow. But for now... Of course. Always at your service. Whenever you need me.
Alright, let's see. Let's talk to Argenta, because I have no idea where she is either. Let's see. Yocasta Sauerback. Yocasta Sauerback is a very picture discipline. Her uniform is exquisitely pressed, her armor is polished, and her posture is imposing and rigid. The only flaw in her immaculate presence appearance is the heavy enforcer's maul, which is worn and battered from frequent use. She salutes you with the practiced motion. Greensword Captain. Oh, she actually is not voiced. So I'm honored to be the Six Masters are and need Sourback to serve on this ship. I do not doubt the astuteness of your decisions, but beyond that, I am impressed with you. I have heard about the brutal punishments that you've endured, Lord Captain. Oh yeah. You lived through torture sometimes in your distant past. Yep, that was one of my, I think, defining things when I made the character. He looks away, but before she says, the streets record, your tenacity deserves admiration. There's a fire in the Black Death Cervicus. If she could, she would devour you whole with their sidelong with their sidelong glances. And what about all? She stares at your neck, right at the scar peeking out from under your collar. Her pupils dilate and she licks her lips involuntarily. Thinking about what you have suffered leaves me trembling. Flames of anticipation burn beneath Yokasta's icy mark of loyalty. So yeah, we could just immediately screw Yokasta. For your passive charge left, she raised her eyes full of dark satisfaction to you. She rears sight, the master arms utterly relaxed and content. Next time you wield your weapon, remember this night. I shall often and with great pleasure. You satisfy my wants to the full, and certainly I can press you still further. Perhaps you'll do this again sometime. Please look at next time I bring along a few things in the interrogation room. So I didn't know it could actually do it that quickly. We got to do anything that quickly, but yeah, apparently you can just romance Yokasta immediately. Would you like to take your bath? Let's see. Perform your evolutions. Yep. This is fucking ridiculous. I forgot. Yeah, she is a rogue trader, so there's a lot to go. There's a lot going on here. Okay, of course she's the fucking noble house. I require company and pleasant conversation. I wish to see someone from my retinue. Argenta. Okay, yeah, so can you request Argenta to do this, you see. It's just Argenta does not wait for a reply, but immediately launches into a series of detailed instructions. Looks like you go over to my exercise agains. I'll try your exercises, yes. Argenta briskly explains how to stretch your muscles correctly. She makes you repeat each exercise multiple times as she teaches you the best way to do bends and squats. We're literally just doing squats in the fucking bathhouse. Her eyes are alight with a righteous fire and her voice rings out with conviction. She shows the same dedication to completing each exercise as she does to destroying heretics. Yeah, my chances are basically, I had to roll less than 75 and I got a 29, yeah. Yeah, so that's, I forgot that's how, yeah. So basically I got the skill value is 30, then difficulty modifier is 45. The sister is tireless. It's a challenge to keep up with her unrelenting pace, but you refuse to accept defeat. Your muscles are starting to ache by the time you finish the exercise, but your body feels invigorated. A healthy body is like a finely tuned bolter, a worthy instrument of his will. I will take my leave now. You mean us, yes. We can relax. Order a relaxation. The informers are lean and muscular. They sit down awkwardly in the bathtub, clearly fighting the urge to stand at attention. You seem tense. Your orders are to enjoy some of this food in Amasek. The informers are barely able to conceal their excitement as they shove delicious delicacies into their mouths and wash them down with obscenely expensive drinks. They have never experienced anything like this before, and they likely never will again. It is a feast they will not serve again. A story they will tell to their grandchildren someday. For hundreds of years, our clan enforcer Nima. For hundreds of years, our clan has been responsible for ensuring the rogue trader's safety during times of leisure and relaxation. I guard the bath chamber just as my grandmother did before me. She trained me herself and instructed me in my duties. This bath chamber can be more dangerous than the battlefield sometimes. You can slip on a wet tile, you can choke and drown. If the water is too hot, you can burn yourself, and it's too cold, you can freeze. There have been cases where angry machine spirits have released sparks in their fury in the water. And of course, there have been numerous assassination attempts, and the one stops abruptly as the other forcer loudly clears his throat. It is reassuring to know my enforcers are prepared for anything. Can you relax in here until I finish bathing? Yep. Following you, surrender to the bastion of your body to the bliss of oblivion. Those things are in this newly established dominion of tranquility. There are only the infinite waters of weightlessness, in which, stripped of all things superficial, the mind of Mori Valencia drifts in silent bliss. It is a conscious mind. What fills his consciousness? So yeah, only a destined desire to lose yourself in these precious moments of peace and quiet before they are gone. Oh, you can also gain points. Thoughts of a monumental duty to the Emperor. Such duty can be only fulfilled through service and death, such as the price of humanity's victory in this everlasting war. Thoughts about the price paid for power, the inconstant path through which power is obtained, and the people and things she will sacrifice for the sake of her supremacy. And then I am going like an iconoclast route, which is this: thoughts of those who will keep her afloat in these waters, who will drown, and who will she manage to pull to the surface. Strands of fate are fragile, yet woven together they are strong. Not everyone says to see this voyage through to the end, but no one will be forgotten. Finish the ablutions. All right, let's see what else we can get doing here. The water's calming murmurs and warm steam feel inexplicably deceptive. A moment of weakness, and rest promises nothing but danger. What do we have to do with this? What does this yet see? Liturgies of the faithful to his word and name. The text below this solemn heading looks noticeably faded. It appears the prayer book has been kept open on this page for a very long time. Fine sculpture made from a strange metal that seeks toward any rays of light that fall upon it. I'm just checking something real quick while we're doing this stupid shit. Nothing. All right. What are we doing? It will maintain a threshold of level 8 violence. Welcome to Warhammer. Yeah. I'm right now just trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I took a bath and I slept with Jocasta. That's all I managed to do. Because I go to the bridge, yeah. Because the one thing I did, I finished the prologue and then I forget exactly where I left off. I also did calisthenics with Sister Argenta in the bath. Let's see, so... Astropathic is accurate as you speak on the power channel, yes. Let's see, greetings your ladyship. I can report that the choir is listening tirelessly on the immaterial in the hope of being a voice from the dynasty ship's or world. However, we have heard something horrifying instead. Amid the immaterial's tumult, something is screaming. The scream is driving your choir mad. Tell us thoughts we have no hope of contacting any of the dynasty's worlds. It is coming from the Rykad ship's astropathic station. Was it? Do you have the DLC installed? I had the DLC up. I do not have the Infinite Museum installed yet because I have not bought that one, but I did buy Season Pass, the first Season Pass. So, but still, I am only, as far as I am in this game, I've only literally just done the prologue. That's the only thing I've done, and then I just stopped playing. I think we've been introduced. Indeed not, and we under lamentable circumstances. My name is Zachary Weiss, and I am proud to be the choir master of your ship's astropathic choir. The duty I perform is to keep you in contact with the expanse via astropathic messages sent through the warp by trained psychers. What's the nature of the scream? We do not know, but it has brought to the immaterium to a boil. It has always been a violent roaring ocean that could spell doom to any who would consider stepping into its waters. Now, however, it has become a cradle of madness where expelled images fuse together, twisting and cackling, or crashing into the minds of all who perceive it. A mighty war storm, the likes of which I cannot recall, rages in the Empyrean, and it fills you with horror. First thing you're going to want to do is recruit Cassia at the monster for even landing on the planet. I don't even know where Cassia is. If the screenshots will be able to contact someone, I humbly hope so, your ladyship. Perhaps we will manage to send a call for aid to the Von Valentius world or one of the dynasty's allies. I'm going to pay a visit to that station. The scream. A psychic scream is coming from Astropathic Station. For the fireman is the Lord Captain to visit. Yep. Visit Reiki Fidela Prison Planetoid. Raikem Majoris. The guide. Make contact with the Navis Nobilite Station. Where's Cassia? Is Cassia my my navigator? New Blood, the Machine Spirit Keeper, land on Raikem and Honorius. Take a look at my logs. Matter of the utmost importance of the interrogator because Henrik's on to the Rycat system. The navigator's abode could have been a plausible destination for an interrogator of the Order of Xenos. The station's residents may tell the rogue trader they're playing host to such a guest. That's at Urek 5. Argenta asked the rogue trader to talk with her on the ship as soon as the opportunity arises. Better not put it off for too long. Okay, we're gonna go back on the bridge. Let's see. The way you approach things impacts the amount of financial resources you get. Okay. Let's see. The Heralds of Navis Nobilite continue to maintain Vox Silence. Perhaps due to the Urek 5 being off the list of visitors, we intercept signals from the beacons drifting in the station's orbit. The demands are clear. We are told to turn the ship around immediately. We also detected an accumulation of space debris near the station's docks. Presumably, it is the remains of the interplanetary shuttles. Perhaps the esteemed Navis Nobilite House requires aid and therefore cannot respond to our Vox transmission. We will not invade a Navis Nobilite station without first acquiring officer approval. Contact the station again. I will negotiate personally. The station does not reply even after an official green by a rogue trader the declaration of your intent to negotiate in person. Auger crew scan it. The officers from the Auger crew performed a full scan of the station, but the information is imprecise. They note wave of distortions of unclear genesis that are throwing off most of the readings. We do not know what is happening at the station, but you'll have to look through your esteemed navigators. The esteemed navigators blind. Dock safely may God Emperor light your path. But yeah, I'm assuming Cassia is the navigator that we end up getting as a party member. Well, yeah, since I just started, I'm not really sure about all the systems, but once I actually get into it, I will definitely learn more. We also have to talk to Sister Argenta as soon as possible as well.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess. What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
Why is that one Canadian? Decided to blame for a transition against House Roselio. More Emperor, your servants from peril. Yep. Are we gonna bucks through the door? Prayers not help you, servant of the damned. Nope, we're just gonna kill him. And there's us, yeah. The tall man stops you with a gesture when you approach. Blood is trickling down the pearly scales of his weary face, and not just his own blood. Two jet black, unblinking eyes are watching your every move, and the third one, the mark of a navigator's fate, is menacingly pulsing behind the lowered lid of the middle of his forehead. Step back, or I will unleash all the horrors of the Sea of Souls upon you. The Emperor be my witness. That's just the warp. That's what they're calling it. It is the Emperor's will that brought me to this abode. No one has the right to interpret his will so freely, sister, but wait, I recognize your coat of arms. You must be the Lady of the Von Valencius dynasty. I'm positive, in fact. And his fate has brought such an important person into my abode. Allow me to introduce yourself. Before you stands Felix Christoph August, keeper of this station. So, you did not come to offer support to the traitors. This is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Urak 5 is a holy sanctum for House Roselio, and the path to it is only revealed to a select few. It pains me to say you are not on the guest list. I'm looking for the Lord Inquisitor's interrogator, one Heinrichs von Kalox. See. Trying with the navigator. I do not think that is possible. Urak 5 is an observation station. We do not sign contracts and we do not provide navigators. We delve to the depths of infinity and chart the movements of the warp storms. Besides, you have chosen an inopportune time for negotiations. The Lord Inquisitor, I think I would know if such an important individual paid us such a visit. Make contact with the Navis Nobilization. Betrayal, most banal thing in the life of the Nobilite, don't you think? I was stabbed in the back by my closest friend Theobald Roselio, the second keeper of Urak 5 and my mentor. On his instructions, my own people sabotaged sabotaged the generators, blew up the shuttles, and brutally massacred the loyal servants of my mistress. Most unforgivably, they dared to take her prisoner. I swear by the throne's light, their souls will perish in the darkness of the void. The madman to capture the Lady Cassia and are now torturing her upstairs while we are utterly chatting down here. Help me rescue her or be gone and waste no more of my precious time. But I can't smack him around. What kind of help are you talking about? Under different circumstances, and yet Belek takes his hand away from his ribcage, notices blood and windspan. Yet Lady Cassia's well-being is above all. I haven't got many people left, and my rooms are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness. You may actually succeed. There, so this is the control rod of the elevator machine spirit. I never trust this guy. I don't trust him either. I just want to see what's going on with this first. That's why I'm going through all these questions real quick. But yeah, I don't trust this guy either. Let's see. I have one part, and the other was lost during the mutiny. But in this relic, I have a feeling he's leading us into a trap. Why should I help you? You came to the station for a reason. House Roselia will not be able to help you until the current crisis is resolved. But if you aid us now, I promise we will reach an arrangement that you will find satisfying, be it riches, influence, or the powers of our navigators. This main cogitator is situated in the guard room. Just enter the correct command sequence and the sacred mechanism will do the rest. Phylactery containing the mistress's blood. It needs to be taken to the laboratory, which is located behind one of the reliquary doors. The most ancient of sacred mechanisms will help rebuild the rod. The tech priests ceaselessly perform the rites of appeasement so that the machine spirit will serve the house in its time of need. The fateful hour is now upon us. Yep. I never said the feat would be easy to accomplish. The path to the laboratory in the garden is blocked by the very same madmen who took over the station. They will not negotiate and are not afraid of displeasing the Navis Noblite or the incurring the Emperor's wrath. They bow only to brute strength, which is something which is I currently happen to lack. It's like, dude, I'm literally the road trader. You had to do whatever I say. What are you talking about? Yeah. But the way that I'm playing this person is they're an iconoclast, but they're a reasonable one. Let's see. I will help you if not for the sake of profit for the good of the Imperium. It would be an honor to save the Lady Navigator from us. The rogue trader's aid will cost House Roselia, but you should rejoice for your mistress will live. All right, so
I always keep white. Bright, pure color. And it's all riddled with horrible veins that carry the poison of fear and pain throughout its body. Who are you? Why are you crying?
If the witch is talking about the enemies of humanity who set upon this abode of noble navigators, then our weapons will soon dispel their wicked misery.
Quarters are mauled by a force far beyond any mortal capacity. The faces are twisted in pain and the hands are fused with with improvised weapons, tools, scissors, and cutlery.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer. Over there.
Okay, what is the end? This is formation button. Oh, we got some people coming. I love this. She's so pious. It's funny. Yeah, I think in my original, my first fight, I just shot her. I literally shot her. So let's see. Trap disarm. Yep. There's
prevails.
If a character enters a trapped area and fails to test his armor, the trap will trigger, dealing damage, inflicting injuries on all members within this area. In fact, sometimes you'll see a trap marked with a red area and connected dotted line. This leads to the trap mechanism.
Is there money to be made? Just as I planned.
Lose their own lives by slicing their guts wide open.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
You must us see the miscreant stuff to file House Roselia.
For mercy, and I will grant none.
You can still increase the animation speed of enemies. Do so, hold the assigned key. Yes, space by default. And the options menu you can disable the touch. So yeah, basically, okay, animation speed. So Idira over here. Abelard. He'll be here. And then me. Let's see. Over here. Okay, so where's the turn order thing? All right, so let's see. So we're not moving right now. Let's see.
I'll make it happen. You never stood a chance.
All right.
I won't compromise my principles. My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
All right, and let's see. And then analyze enemies. The operator says targets one enemy. Target immediately gains +3 exploits. I forget what exploits does. If the operative hits the target with an exploit stack, the attack deals more more damage. That was by 10% for each exploit on the target. The attack removes all exploits from the target. Oh, so basically it's a basically an advantage thing. And then we have let's see, at all costs. The Commodore shoots an allied character with the pistol equipped to their primary hand. What is that?
I refuse.
This cannot be used again this turn, yeah. I was ready to figure out exploits. Yeah, so basically it's just like exploits are basically just from what I can tell what exploits do is you apply exploits and it does bonus damage, and then other abilities will use the it's a debuff. So if an enemy has, it's a debuff, it's a stackable debuff. So basically it's extra damage, and then from what I read, and then you can use other abilities that will clear the debuff but also do some other effect.
I won't stand for it. I'll see to it personally.
All right.
On it.
Yep. All right, and then end the turn. Oh, I forgot. I get a bonus round because I'm starting the round off like on my first turn. So, Argenta. Let's see.
As the Emperor commands.
Yeah, I forgot she has a bolter. And then let's see.
Rejoice in battle.
And then one more attack there.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
I've suffered worse.
Weapon at the ready. Stay vigilant. Break their morale.
I will endure.
All right, let's see. And then the second trust the bolter fire. It does. Yeah, that's really good. Let's see.
On it.
All right. How much AP does this have again?
No can do. Not this Scryer's job.
All right. then this is, let's see. I'm just gonna end the turn there.
My faith strengthens me. Follow my lead. Follow my lead. Weapon at the ready.
Hey, using the Psyker in combat, the chance of summoning a demon is way too high. Yeah, but I don't have anybody else right now. All right, let's see. God damn it. Gets a brace effect for each ally, including system 5-star radius.
Indeed.
Stay vigilant.
All right, let's see, and then
Your end was inevitable.
all right, and then I think that's all I can really do for now.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
And then
Doubt is for the
and you can't run and gun. Oh yeah, unavailable reason. Oh, because he's wind to the debuff. Does not provoke. Let's see. Zeal is that enhances the abilities of Minotaur and priests, and that disarray us, and then momentum. So we'll just do
I'll
that.
do it.
Does she have done any other weapons? Oh no, she has her flamer. And then
Break their morale. My faith strengthens me.
I'm not injured. I'm enraged.
all right. Not enough movement points. Yeah, she can't move very far. Just gonna have to move right here.
There is movement in the Empyrean.
All right.
Follow my lead. Follow my lead. Weapon at the ready.
See, and then we'll try this. Yeah. What does this one do again?
I will do my duty. I'd rather not.
Let's see, and then let's see.
Reduced to dust.
Dude, their accuracy is terrible. Let's see, and then what's this one do? Presenting shot with 50 effective range of a weapon and 10% hit chance.
My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
All right, there we go.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
Here we go, and then what do you want to do here?
I refuse.
I need 3 points in order to reload. Let's see what this one do. Let's stand in the sea.
As
By
the
that.
Emperor commands, each stroke is a prayer. I'll do it.
Then one more attack.
Doubt is for the weak.
Does this do anything else or no? I don't think it does. Till the end, the gains a flying bonus, 10 ballistic skill, 15 critical damage, and 5 critical hit chance.
I must not falter.
Well, that didn't work out well.
Cover me.
See, and then nobody's close enough to work with, so we're just going to wait there and just be ourselves a target.
Stay vigilant. Break their morale.
All right, let's see. He's behind cover.
Someone else can do this. Follow my lead.
All right, and then
It will be done.
God damn it. And then I think we'll need to go, let's see. Oh, I'm exposed.
I don't need luck. I have strategy. Who if not me?
And then let's see.
Guided by faith.
Run and gun. And let's see.
I'll do it.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
They who discern the future own the
Yeah, we started this fight really far away from them. Let's see. And then, can we do a lightning attack on anybody? No, we can't. We're just going to. Can we psychic scream?
I'm not so sure.
My faith strengthens me.
Just a minor setback.
All right.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
And then let's see. We're going to just
At
shoot the
your
guard
beck and
defender.
call. It will be done.
All right. I was going to snipe this guy out. Yep, he's gone. And then let's see. Can we hit this guy here? We can. So let's just move Argenta right here,
Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
and then
I will not.
that's gonna work. All right. Can we shock you? Yeah, there we go. And then we're just going to use our ability as well. And can we attack you?
Victory is imminent.
God, he is missing like crazy.
Let's make some opportunities.
And then we're just going to see if we
I
can
won't
snipe this
stand
guy.
for it.
Okay, we're just going to
I'll
reload
make it
then.
happen.
Yep, there we go.
Fate and fortune favor the bold. Keep your wits about you.
And there we go, we got that. Collect all. Yeah, found a consumable. Yep, alright, I know about the consumable, so. Let's see, I forgot what the actual button is to look at my war gear. A journal, map, cargo management. Is it cargo management or is it, oh, it's just inventory. That's what it is. Just inventory. I forgot I'm wearing a stupid helmet. Let's see. So what do I have here? I do have grenades. Equip. Let's see. Yeah, the old man is primarily a melee character, but if you trigger a special ability, you can cross entire runes and kill multiple enemies. I don't think I have his special ability just yet. Whip. Whip. So we'll give him 3 grenades. What is this? That's, let's see, that's an auto pistol. Whenever the some of these close sources of injury falls unconscious in combat, their allies gain 1 bonus damage at the end of combat.
I'm not interested.
Can be equipped. Let's see. You don't want those. The axe is not as good as its chain sword right now. Let's see. I forgot how to actually change appearances because I don't want her like with the fucking helmet on because she looks stupid with that thing on. Take off. Let's see. I think you could toggle helmets. Let's see. Is that in options or where is that? Because you can change. I know you can change gear appearances, but I'm just not sure how to do it. Oh, I want to grab my phone and take a look at it, but I'll just let's see. I'll look at the options menu for that. Let's see. Settings. Okay. Options. Difficulty. Yeah, we're on daring mode. I like how we picked daring mode as our first difficulty setting. I'm like, yeah, probably not the best. Can I just lower it? Their difficulty level demands that players possess a solid grasp of the base game systems or extensive experience in analogous tactical games or CRPGs. The sets of modifiers of enemies of the game environment are balanced. Those modifiers are slightly reduced. I don't understand why the hell they do. Like, normal mode is like, the stats are reduced, but daring mode is like... no, everything is normal. Let's see, display. Graphics, let's see, accessibility, game. Pause on lost focus, autopilot, let's see. Pause when a trap is detected. Turn base mode. Auto end turn. Play. Burp. All right, what was that? What was the last one? Functions, ability. Let's see. I'll figure it out later.
Keep your eye on the prize.
Data crits, the carrier's inscription on its fused casing. Let's see, yes, let's see. By the God Emperor, let's see. Internet convention between security officers, let's see. Took himself out of a depressurized chamber because some voices told him to. Keeper Felloc said the squad will not serve the child for long. He even gave us a little leeway. Unlike that fish shade, yep.
I always have a backup plan.
Alright, let's see. Letters full of treatises from the most distinguished scholars of the Imperium, from the Astra Militarum tacticians to Adeptus Mechanicus Genitators. The Navigator statue looks pristine and new.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
I already did that one, so just get back here.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge. We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
What is Certain Sanctum? For seconds effect, this creature suffers more shock damage. This effect is caused by the creature's augments, and it cannot be removed. Okay.
A nice little stroll.
I always keep my options open.
I just sure, but there must be a way to unlock it somewhere else. Return to most areas once you finish them. Yeah, I assumed so. That's why I'm being pretty thorough, and I'm not even sure what loot is good loot here.
Never doubt me.
Rise to the top, or get left in the
Damn
dust.
warp. If we'd been in real space, I'd have...
Let's down with fragments of skills and rudimentary and webbed fingers.
Spare me your wailing, witch.
Every voice that sounds in your mind is a whisper of the archenemy.
Oh, I got some, what is it? This is just shit to sell. What is it? A set of icons, shipment of glow sticks, vat meal cakes, engraved flasks, and a set of icons.
Is there money to be made?
Tech use, demolition, let's see.
That's how it's done.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
All right. And clear all that stuff out. Are there any goods in here? Oh yeah, there's one person here, which has a Mars patterned sword and noble silk gloves. Where's he's okay? So
I have a nose for profit and a taste for adventure.
let's see. We're going. So yeah, she has the bolt. She has the last pistol for obvious reasons. Let's see, noble silk gloves, which are going to go on to. There you go. Sorting. Specifications, names. Let's see. 8 oldest to newest. There you go. And we got a bunch of ridiculous, stupid swords. So Mars pattern sword. Wait, he get a dual wield swords?
What a peculiar thing. Keep your wits about you.
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treatise on Tactica Imperialis and weigh every step. Sometimes, though, you just fire your biggest cannon and save the day.
Okay, whatever.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. We got some more shit.
Quiet. They're trying to tell me something.
Guard defender, guard. All right, let's see what we can do here. So, where are you, Sister Argenta? Yep, you're right there.
When the faithful are idle, heresy grows.
All right, so and then
The light of terror shines for us.
okay, so these guys are hearing shit. There's some warp fuckery going on around here. I won't complain about the game and the stuff. They don't give you enough demolition charges. I wouldn't know anything. I'll figure out there's probably some way of doing things. Oh, is he just dead? Unfading Valor and a couple of las guns and armor, flak chest plate.
The Emperor sets my path.
Let's take a look to see what she has. So she has a scrappy autogun in her second slot, but let's see. Unfading Valor is her bolt gun. So she can use a flak chest plate. Can she use anything else here? Not really. What is her current staff? Her current staff is the same thing, psychic staff, so it's not really that big of a deal. Senescal's trusty carapace. He already has one. He already has one. And what do I have? I can't use that because I have my body glove. Let's go ahead and tell you right now, you're still in the prologue story. It doesn't really start until Act 2. Yeah, this is Act 1, basically. So we're still gathering the party. But it ended the quote-unquote prologue where you fight a chaos beast, I believe it is. Like that thing where you summon the thing.
Let us not dawdle.
Let's see, melted charge, or just tech use.
I'll learn from this mistake.
Who thought that was a good idea?
The whispers told me how.
Okay, well, thank you. I don't know how you guys to do it, but thanks. What are the dice logs for that? How the fuck did I miss an 85% chance? I rolled an 89. What the fuck?
I always get the job done.
And we got some more shit, another carapace chest plate, some fire grenades, and a well-maintained sniper rifle.
Let's not waste time with pleasantries.
We seek it to Aurora. It'll be a while, because again, I don't know how long this is going to take. I'm going to try at least get this one mission done. So I have a well-maintained sniper rifle is what I have right now, and then there's Long Las, which is okay, so the well-maintained sniper rifle is okay, so there we go. Do I have anything that's better than the current last pistol that I got here? Scrappy auto. The last pistol is better than anything else that I got here. And my last pistol is better than the Ripper auto pistol. Ranged weapon light.
I always have a backup plan.
For some reason, the Arch Enemy's twisted influence has found a way into the station. Each item, a rough blaze sketch. I also can't wait for Dark Heresy to actually come out, because that game's gonna be really good too. The final boss of Act 1, that the DLC companions kind of make them less of a threat now. But I don't have any of the DLC companions just yet. I'll probably get some later on. Awaken the Cogitator Spirit. The Cogitator's vid screen is covered in cracks and stained with dry blood. The button switches and levers were ripped out of the control panel with exceptional cruelty and scattered around the sacred mechanism that now sparks and hisses in agony, still refusing to perish. You turn the few remaining dials and pull the activation lever. The cracked vid screen of the sacred engine flickers. The Cogitator's insides emit creaks and groans, and the lumens oscillate at random. Lights. It takes a while, but eventually the machine spears do grant you access to the Cogitator systems. Press stay on the navigators. For a brief pause, the data appears on the screen. Fela Corselio, main hall alive. Theobald alive. Camarilla alive. Alexius deceased. Camarilla is deceased, and Rasmus is also deceased. Ulrika Minoris for help. This is kind of carry out the command despite the eager compliance of the machine spheres. One thing is certain, the problem does not lie in the Cogitator's mechanisms. Push to the main tier of controls. The causes of the sacred mechanisms are turning with heavy grinding and clacking. The tire machine spheres grant you access to the station control, or at least as far as they still obey the Cogitator. As the screen goes dark as the machine spheres have fled their mechanical castle, but your assumption is incorrect as it fills with static just a few moments later. You can barely make out the description amidst the flow of rapidly changing symbols. I cannot read binary. The count takes a few minutes to get the systems. According to this door has already been opened. Door opened. Opened. The protocol's been executed. The passage has been opened. That was another door at the very end that I remember seeing. Yeah, that big door. This thing blinks the machine's core. It's a quiet on the main elevator controls. See. Activate the elevator. Examine the log. Examine the recent entries. Let's see. The servants closed to the child had started butchering one another again. An order came from above to have their remains processed. The negotiations with the Winter Scales were a success. A new batch of servants will arrive in 10 moons. Escort them to the laboratory at once. It's imperative that we increase the new retainer's resistance to the child's powers. Log is almost completely corrupt, but we managed to recover the latest entry. Identity confirmed. Regent Aronto or Celio. Data visit classified. Reason for visit classified. Data departure also classified. Examine the security and life support logs. Damage in technical compartments. Warning, living quarters, depressurized. Warning, unable to access the station's docking system, energy regulation system, unknown error. The station will transfer over to emergency power. Let's see, view the Vox report. The Vox recording hisses for some time before you hear a voice. This is Officer A2A2. Do you copy? Several generators overheated on the lower levels. Chambers A to D are unpowered. The tech priest crew sent to investigate the problem is not responding. Requesting back, and then the officer speech is interrupted by shouting, and the recording abruptly ends. Chaos. This is Officer H123 speaking. 200 servants has perished due to explosive decompression of the living quarters. We located traces of the mechanical interference. The preliminary cause is officer sabotage. Crews 5, 6, and 9 are cut off from the main compartment. We have enough oxygen for 20 minutes. May the Emperor save our souls. Senior station officers, this is the captain speaking. We attempted to contact a Winter Scale Scion for help, but something is jamming the signal. We never received a reply and cannot be sure it was even sent in the first place. A rescue team is not coming. We are on our own, so remain vigilant. Anyone can be a traitor. Do you hear me? Anyone. If you are in doubt, shoot to kill. Following Vox screens are too badly destroyed to make out even a single word, and then encrypted data. Current access level security captain or above. Current access level security level. Senior security officer. I have a 15% chance of failure. Usually bypass the restrictions imposed on the sacred machine. The cogitators overload processors wear unhappily. Most of the encrypted data has been wiped. You find traces of the purge protocol. Recovery is impossible, but a list of the most recent commands having been embedded in the machine spirit's consciousness now flits across the screen in a single creeping line. Child delete picked flow disable access code annul station controls delete activate shuttle self-destruct purge command log. Exploring the archives for a while longer yields a surviving excerpt from the guard captain's report mentioning that the security system had recently been reconfigured without his knowledge. His comment reads, only the keepers of the station have access to the life support systems, but Keeper Theobald had not left the child's side, and neither had I. Could it be that and return to the list of available commands? That is everything that we need to do. Ignite the machines and head out. Yep.
I always keep my options open.
Arcee has found a way into the walls of the esteemed house. It is a black day for notice nobility.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Experience. Nothing matters more.
All right, let's see if we can talk to this guy again about what the cogitators are. The data that we got. Our Eastman maze. Yep. The control rod's required, so we need to go back.
An expected result.
There's not a thing you do here to synthesize special combat stems. I've talked to everybody. Oh, there's all the guards and stuff.
Is there money to be made?
Is it still in this area here where we were before? Are you talking about the Medicaid? Yeah, I saw that already over here.
Keep your wits about you.
I saw there was a Medicaid over here somewhere. I forget where it was though. Where the hell is the Medicaid at? Because I've done everything I can on that computer. Oh, switch to the main tier controls. Open all doors on the level. So you already did that, yeah. We've opened all doors on the level. Yeah, so you got all that stuff done.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
And we also opened every door. The other should be open to the main hall then? Okay. We'll return to the main hall then, I guess, very quickly.
Let us not dawdle.
Okay, yeah, so we can't get there, but the main hall is basically the only way we get to the main hall is by jumping over here.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
Or are you just talking about the progressing past the elevator into the new room? It's not returned to the void ship just yet.
I always have a backup plan.
Because the big room is the main. Okay, so the room where we fought everybody. This right here.
Matters more.
Yeah, I already opened this door. Let's see. Cause extensive reagents, sears your nostrils, and broken glass crushes underfoot. Somebody or want to destroy the laboratory or find something.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
Synthetic amniotic fluid pools across the floor, barely discernible traces stretch to the opposite of the entrance.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
And we got more flesh samples. And biogel. black water, and unidentified acid.
We should deal with this.
Field of phylactery, Child Finger Bone Charms, and Talisman of Changing Ways.
I always keep my options open.
There's another room here. Yep, there it is. Lady Cassia's Medicae. Transducer. Oh, this is it. They'll probably teach you how to do that. Remake the control rod. They all just lost their minds. Don't kill me. Tissue flask. Got a crit collector. Yep. Catalyst flask. Reagent flask. All right. There's probably some more stuff in this room that I'm missing. Oh, there's more goods. Let's see. The data crypt H is 410K and the calculated number of chrono terms, which means it's no longer necessary to meet the device while waiting for the reaction to start. More and more servants are being influenced by the material and has nothing to do with the child's more frequent tantrums. We discovered the corrupted flesh of the mutated reacts most unusually to the crystals purchased from the Winterscale dynasty. Strongly recommend finally grinding the reagent to catalyze the reaction. Do not use acid under any circumstances. Trust me, you not like having to tend the burns for the next dozen turns in a row. This calls for something more basic. Okay. I don't have the reagent.
Miscalculations are for commoners. I don't make mistakes. I make profitable learning experiences. Keep your wits about you.
Let's see. Transducer. Tissue flask. We already put the tissue in there. Did that one.
Let us not dawdle.
Unfortunately, if you get the actual stuff wrong, it blows up and locks you out of it. I had to figure out the hard way. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out like where the actual stuff actually is, because I'm still missing some stuff. Because I'm missing two things.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Let's see. Warp Seer's goggles gets more to lore. Gets warp lore. There's nothing there.
Is there money to be made?
Oh. Research notes to, let's see. Keep the British of his skin grows so we could study the influence of the net. Let's see. Adamantite dust and black ore. This was the worst idea I could have. Let's see. But let's see, so. Let's see. Info. Let's see, there we go, there we go. This was the worst idea that could have entered my mind. God, Emperor be praised, I unlucky saw my head on shoulders after this reckless experiment. Nevertheless, we did make an important discovery. The adamantine seems to protect the frail flesh of the lowborn to a degree. Having said that, not even the macerator can handle this temper, so we should probably introduce a more complex compound into the floor. All the data related to the experiment were recorded on the data crypt. I'll get back to them later, and I'm done with experiment H41 OK. And those two minerals, you have to put them in the grinder. Adamantite is one of them. That's what they said here. You need to grind adamantine. And then one other thing needs to be, and then one other thing needs to be found. But we can't use black water for it.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
The issue at this point is just finding the mineral to begin with.
I always have
Is it something you find later, or is it all down here first? Because if I can find it like later, I'll just if I can find it on like once I go upstairs, I'll just go upstairs to it. Well, at least I know what I'm doing with it now.
Your seneschal is always there for you.
Let's see, and then
keep your wits about you.
so what needs to go in here is the biogel. And then put the adamantine in there.
This is intriguing. Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
There we go. Adamantine dust. Activate the device. It's completely skippable anyway. So what is that supposed to give you anyway?
I always keep my options open.
I think I misread it, but yeah. Oh, stuff you need something. Yeah, yeah. Apparently, I used the wrong solution because it exploded.
That's how it's done.
But what exactly is it supposed to give you? See, you dealt with the threat and powered the elevator. Well done. I trust you brought the activation route as well. Remember, a second of hesitation can be cost my mistress her life. See. Crossroads, there are two paths, both stained with blood, both leading to the accursed side. They all wear masks of poor influency. They follow the steps. One hiding a blind man, another a traitor. My whispers are giggling nastily, but they won't speak the naughty little things. They say that tearing out the masks is your concern. Keep the key. Here to explain yourself, sign of the Valencius dynasty. Let's see. Who was trying to mention the documents? You meddled with something that you should have been left alone. The keeper folds his arms. The child is what the station servers call Lady Cassia. You have to know the right combination the first time. No, I actually thought that I had a feeling it was either. I had a feeling it was the biogel, but then the second thing I got, the second piece of thing said don't use black water. So I switched out to the biogel. It gives you temporary combat stems. Okay, so just basically some buff items, which is fine. I'm pretty sure you can find more later on, which is, you know, not necessary, but still that's a fun little puzzle. Still, like, I thought like you need a biogel for it, but apparently, yeah, because it said don't use the acid, because I think it said don't use the acid, and it said don't use the black water. Oh no, the black water says it makes it explode, and I'll have to read the notes again. I think you're supposed to use the acid for it. I'll have to look at the notes again. See, the child is what the station servers call Lady Cassia. For the commoner's dirty mouse, must not sully her name by uttering it. You see, it is not beneficial for all servants to have their vocal organs altered. Some prove to be more useful when they are still able to speak. The madmen I fought were convinced that we were the traitors. That's why they are insane. We really heed the ramblings of the retainers who dare to raise their hand against the scions of a noble bloodline. The servants alone cannot be blamed for what happened on the station. Most courts I discover were either unarmed or feeble. Did you really think that mere servants could plan a coup? The senior officers are just as guilty. Half my guards are butchered one another because they suspected treason. As for the real culprit, the coup was staged by those closest to the mistress. When it shuttles, shutting off the power and disabling the security systems, too many things required special access available only to the keeper of the station. I'm sure you are aware there are two keepers of the station. Your guess is absolutely correct. Theobald or Celio, the demented old man obsessed with Lady Cassia and her power, and also the one to blame for the woes that follow Urek V for our noble line. I saw the security captain's report. Only the keepers have access to the station systems, but Theobald stayed at his side the entire time and could not have initiated the self-destruct protocol. Which means he did it before the report was filed. Yeah, Felix, shut the fuck up! Or maybe after. Or, you dare suspect me of what happened? The only one who's going out of his way to preserve what little is still left by the God Emperor. You'll keep these slanderous accusations to yourself. I listened to a recording of a private conversation between the station's officers. You were very lenient towards them, purposely neglecting the security protocols. I was lenient, this is true, and in the end I paid a steep price for it. Just look at the station around us. I'm certain you were the one behind this coup. I suppose it's time to remove my mask. Congratulations, you've got me. But what did you expect me to be sincere this entire time? To welcome you with open arms, and Alia Tisiphone and her monster? The accursed child has tormented the navigators of House Celio for years. Don't make me laugh. You arrived to help her completely destroy her house, and I cannot let that happen. Felt like you're obviously quite mistaken. I came here to get myself a navigator, nothing more. You do not? In that case, accept my sincere apology for the deception and my earlier behavior. I had no intention of making an enemy of Von Valencia's heir, nor destroying the station that served my home for many years. They left me no choice. You cannot even imagine what monster lurks in the upper chambers. An evil, a plague, a pestilence within our bloodline that seeks to destroy House Celio from within. I feel bad for Cassie because yeah, they fucking do. But I am not going to fight this dude and all of his guards. That is like probably the best way to go about it because there are so many of them here. And Theobald and his followers, just mindless fanatics serving this evil. Lady Cassia is a scion of a merciless tyrant, but it is not her relation to Tisiphone that is terrifying. She's a monster whose powers drive servants insane in mere turns. A cursed child who can kill a navigator from the Urselio bloodline with just a look. I alone managed to get close enough to her over the years. She lowered her guard and trusted me, and at long last I rid the house of the curse. This is the truth. If your cursed child agrees to become my navigator, I will gladly rid you of this burden. Let's see. If this monster's death will convince you to finally leave the station, I will kill her. It must have been terrible to live under a monster's yoke for so many years. I shall help you destroy her. Perhaps you're ingratiating yourself to me, hoping I will let down my guard. All navigators are abominable mutants and monsters. So what? That is very dogmatic. If your cursed child agrees to become a navigator, I will gladly rid you of this burden. This is... You're correct. This may work. Sussman says make creatures does not see. You're going to need this charm. The glowing stone. This luminous surface remains gold. If you manage to press it against the monster's skin, whether by force or by guile, the baleful influence of her powers will recede. You'll be able to take her and leave the station. How long have I been going for? Yeah, so this is Cassia, right? I do know she isn't pro materials. Oh, there she is. The pale figure with the naturally long limbs covers her face with her hands, which are deformed by with talon-like nails. Her deathly pale face is coated with blood that continuously streams from her scarlet misted eyes. Her spiny gills, slightly hidden under her disheveled hair, twitch nervously at your approach. Yeah, I forgot. Navigators are really fucking weird looking. First, you're playing as a woman, so you won't be able to see her incredibly sweet romance. No, but I fucked Jocasta. Early on, I fucked Jocasta, so that's fine. I think I'll be able to get with the Drukhari, though. Only now do you notice the third eye in the young woman's forehead hidden by a jeweled ornament. And when your eyes meet, you sense an overwhelming, soul-smothering power. Willpower succeeded. Nice. You are enveloped in the despairing grief, and an invisible hand closes around your throat, cutting off your breath. Your limbs seem to fill with lead, and your heart stammers in your chest, and the desire to turn and flee from this room and from the station almost gets the better of you. At the last moment, you master your emotions, and your will pushes back against the illusion, forcing it to retreat. Oh, so basically, this is like an automatic success check. This is my own little palace front bed, and now this one's barging into my head. Somebody stop her. Let's see. Shut the fuck up, Argenta. Argenta looks at the tall figure with a strange mixture of anger and sadness. Then she lowers her head. Her white hair veils her face. Requires iconoclast follower. Coercion and persuasion. Let's see. Abelard. Let's see. Lady Cassia. So stand strong against any illusion. You direct all your attention inward to your heart, currently shackled by another suffering. Under the gaze of your burning inner eye, the despair and pain begin to dwindle, and darkness in your soul dissipates, and the lump in your throat shrinks, and you discover that you are sitting in front of a bizarre creature, a young woman whose tears you seem to have dried along with your own. She really shakes her head and lets out a drawn-out sound similar to both the sob and the howl of a wounded animal. What's happening? Was someone calling my name? Are all the betrayers dead already? And you? Who are you? You will die regardless. Mori von Valencius, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Pardon my manners. I did not expect to make such a gracious acquaintance in such a time of great sorrow for our house. What is this? I feel faint. Theobaldo Celio. The heavy-set old man who had been kneeling nearby erupts into low sobs, his eyes swollen from crying, dart desperately around the room as though the veil of ignorance has just been ripped away from them. The child, Lady Cassia, where are you, sacred child? Throne preserved. Despite his venerable age, the navigator leaps up and rushes to this young woman's side. The old man sits, revealing his face to you. It is threaded with jet-black veins, and his bulging, milky eyes bear a striking resemblance to those of a dead fish. A sickly sweet scent assaults your nostrils, as if the old man's flesh is rotting from inside his decaying husk. My eyes fail me, for they are unable to make you out as either enemy or ally. I'm warning you, one wrong move will bring the wrath of House Roselio upon your head. This one's so deranged it's making the whispers shriek like crazy. It might just open up that eye of his. I sentence you with this monster to death. Let's see. I mean you no harm. I came to seek the navigator's aid. Dying in the hand of a dynasty is a grave offense esteemed to whoever you are. I'll grant that you do not look like pirates who have come coveting the riches of a wrecked station, or like scoundrels in Felix's service. So who are you? Abelard, introduce us. Her ladyship, road trader Mori von Valencius, heir to the greatest protectorate in the Coronis expanse and bearer of the sacred warrant to trade, extends her greetings. Another rogue trader in our core of the galaxy, how interesting. Your kind always make an appearance in desperate times, ready to cut a deal that benefits one side alone. Given that you have not so far drawn your weapons, your intentions are probably peaceful, and so House Roselio asks the service of you. Save the life of the child in exchange for future cooperation. Do not hurry to answer, think on it. You can make yourself an ally or an enemy of our house today, you decide. What is the curse that has taken hold of everyone in this room? You don't understand the sacred gift given to our child. When the child is sad, we all weep. When the child smiles, we all laugh giddily. And if the child wants blood, the world turns crimson. The child's will is the will of the great Tisiphone, for she is the heir of House Roselio. And they call me dangerous. Fucking hell, Hidira. I read kind of the cat guy, so I'm definitely going to outlive her as a demon prince. Yeah, didn't they revamp the dude that you can recruit, the Chaos Marine, the World Eater? Oh no, he's a word bearer. You can recruit a word bearer. And I think in the latest patch with the Infinite Museum, they completely reworked him. I'm not sure if you need the Infinite Museum in order to do it, but there is a rework there. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna ban this duder. Let's see. There you go. Done. Let's see. That's an auto update for his character. Okay, so you don't need the Infinite Museum in order to actually do anything, in order for his character sheet to be updated. I want to know what happened between you and Felek. Felek is my wayward student. He came to Urak 5 as a callow youth. I personally mentored him and entrusted him with the care of the child. He was like a son to me, but he proved to be just another traitor. He sought to steal and mistrust his treasure, the heir of our house, our sacred child. To revel in power with others like him, casting our house into the abyss to revert the centuries-long traditions of our family. You can see the fruits of his villainy yourself. He decided he was not bound to his duties to the legacy of the greatest of our novitors, Tisiphone Roselio, rules over the Navigator House, the figurative and biological mother or father of the dynasty. We led our house to prosperity for countless years, the foolish boy. The renegades clouded his mind. He sought to seize control of the dynasty before the sacred child had come of age and taken up the Novitors' throne. Felek is a true monster. Felek said the child is a monster, a legacy of tyranny that must be wiped out. And you can just be fucking pissed off at everything. Take Cassia and you and Felek to suffer a less enviable fate. So we can kill Felek and Cassia. We can kill Felek and Theobald, but I'd rather not. Because keeping these people alive is more useful to me as far as this guy. Because the way that I'm playing this character is basically keep everybody alive and keep everybody useful. Felek said the child is a monster, a legacy of tyranny that must be wiped out. And do you believe him after everything is done to the station? Felek only wishes to dispose of the heir and take the reins with his blood-stained hands. Do not besmirch Lady Cassia's good name. The child is the holiest and most innocent creature on this entire station. How could you lose control of your own station? Do not trust my errors. Do not thrust my errors in my face. I am twice your age and twice as wise. Take my advice. Trust no one but yourself and the Emperor. Even those closest to you will betray you for gold, power, or the far-fetched idea of a bright future. What service do you ask of me? Save the sacred child. Take her away from the station. I fear I do not have long left. A bluish rivulet trickles down the old mansion as he wipes the mutated blood brusquely away from his sleeve. You glimpse strange burns covering his flesh under his clothing. Slight move must be causing him unbearable pain. Save the child and deliver her safely to Regent Aranto, acting head of House Roselio in the Coronis Expanse. Rest assured that the reward will be worth your effort. I know we came here for a navigator, but after everything we've seen, I've got some reservations about this girl. Such a fragile thing with such a heavy burden on her shoulders. You're talking as though you expect to die here. Or I believe in my decision. So please share your thoughts. The last thing I need is a monster on my ship. Cassia shall remain here, and she'll serve as navigator on my vessel while you still live. So we can take anybody as a navigator, but we're going to recruit Cassia. Felix is a true monster. Let's do it away with him together. I should bring Cassia to Felix as promised. Allies are always welcome, even temporary ones. I will revive the child. Do not be alarmed. The power of House Roselio's heir shout will help us to destroy our enemies and shield us from Felix navigator forces, but you rest for a time before the battle. Kill Felix. So now we have to kill Felix. I'm pretty sure you could kill Felix early on and then just go upstairs.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
All right, what's this? Lady Navigator's private library brewing with essays, novels, and personal accounts from the trailblazers and explorers of the Imperium. Over here. Oh, good box. I like how it's just like I am the fucking rogue trader. I have the right to everything in this room. All of its valuables belong to me now. Luxurious feast was left untouched. The thing is, you can't do that. You actually had to pick sides. Okay, yeah. I love being an iconoclast. Unfortunately, this is Warhammer though, so you can't talk everyone down. No, I know that. Like, but thing is, like, I'm not going to be angry with people. I'm going to be like, okay, here's the deal. It's my way or the highway, and the highway involves a bolt round up your ass. So either you cooperate with me or I will shoot you. And of course, some people don't really care. They don't mind being shot, so I will happily shoot them. But here, at least, you actually can talk people down from doing stuff. Is that a bird cage? Well, no one appears to be living in the cage. Somebody still filled the trough with dried fruit and fresh water. Oh, that's a painting. It's that the painting was rendered by several different hands. The timid, uncertain lines interlaced with rough and furious strokes. What does it say? Coming together in arcane shapes. So yeah, this was the painting that she was working on.
I always have a backup plan.
Yeah, but Felix was not just going to let us leave here with her. But no, we want her. We want her on our ship. While this may be an alliance of convenience, we shall follow you. Of course, it definitely is. Oh, there they go. You also own the lives of every citizen. Yeah, we do. You treat us where I knew I should have killed you. No, we're gonna kill you, Felix. Shut the fuck up. I'm the savior of our house, and I am prepared to pay the ultimate price. Kill them. So what did you do? At least on your initial run, did you side with Felix or the other guy? Theobald.
I'll make an example out of you.
I don't feel bad for anyone I shot because attacking a rogue trader is a death sentence. Yeah, exactly. Well, again, I want my rogue trader to be reasonable. All right, so... So where are you at? So Cassia is going fighting with us. Theobald is going to fight us. Balak has 58 HP. Or 58 wounds. All right, and then me. There we go. We're gonna do that. Sister Argenta, you're gonna be here. And where is Blessadira? Abelard is going to be here. So Argenta. Obviously you're just going to oh no, who's actually going first? Unfortunately, I had to gain support for you post playing as always went with Cassia. Yeah, so I'm gonna guess it doesn't really matter who you take, but Cassia is the one that they kind of like becomes like. She seems like it's the most interesting party member because I've seen her in the promo material, which is why I want to take her instead. Second Shriek, use opportunity to provoke attacks of opportunity from adjacent enemies. Deal 760 damage to them. All right, so. So Psychic Shriek, one creature. And then.
No can do.
Okay. For warning, we are going to give that to Sister Argenta.
Was that you? Or
Why does Psychic Shriek not give any perils or veil degradation? Oh no, it does. Yeah, Lightning Arc gives veil degradation. But Psychic Shriek does not somehow. I don't know how. Dispelling attack second weapon. The operative immediately inflicts +1 exploit on each enemy in combat and makes a free attack against the target. This deck always hits.
Why did I not foresee this?
All right.
Anything else?
What is it? Weapon at the ready.
Can I fall back now?
All right, Abelard. You cannot move fast. You cannot move fast enough. But I will just do view here. So let's see. First off,
Sound approach.
And let's see, brace for impact.
At your beck and call. It will be done.
His gun is terrible. Like a melee character is so funny. You just tear through enemies like they're made out of paper. Yeah, well, I like I said, my iconoclast right now is a sniper because Abelard is a really good melee character. I might keep him in my party for a lot of stuff. Okay, so Argenta. Let's see.
Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Okay, and I'll also just do a Furious Recital. Fire Mastery. Let's see. That's a desperate measure, so...
As the Emperor commands, I...
One in a storm.
Stay vigilant.
will endure.
Break them around.
Now, where am I at? Oh, there I am. You ever change this play to redistribute experience by this character? We're not doing that right now. At all costs, the card is an ally character with the pistol equipped to the inventory dealing 160 damage. Target ignores armor and deflection and always hits. If that ally succeeds, it scores a critical hit. If the ally remains in combat, they gain at all costs effect for 1 round. Which is what? Well, they said by all the commenters and all other allies have the commenter themselves.
On it.
Who even taught you to fight like this?
There we go. Then it's going to analyze this duder.
Who, if not me?
And snipe him out. What the fuck?
My faith strengthens me.
Moving out.
All right.
Will do. The Materium is calling to me.
All right. Veil degradation. Okay. And then that's phallic right there, back there.
As duty demands.
All right, and then okay, Argenta actually can move. So let's see. But you can't. Let's see. So I had to actually kill something with her. So.
I'll do it.
Okay, let's see. Abelard, you're just gonna run in here. And you're going to use that. And let's see.
That's not the Seneschal's job. Victory is imminent.
All right, the game be like that. As soon as you get a critical miss, yeah, it's just fucking stupid. And Argenta. Oh, you can actually move again. So
I will bathe
let's move you
this
here.
battlefield in righteous fury.
And we're just going to shoot you.
That is not the Emperor's will.
Okay, because of winded.
Are you a traitor or a fool?
Let's see, and then let's just shoot you.
Never stood a chance.
All right, and then
Follow my lead.
okay, yeah, Medicates can actually heal people.
Follow my lead.
But of course,
Influence is growing stronger.
All right. There's that one done, and then
That is not my destiny. Not this Squire's job.
so we soul gaze that one. I think there's only one guy
Not
left.
to cross my gaze.
So Cassia is going to kill this one with the lidless stare. And then
What's that?
there we go. When Psychers, let's see. I think in combat, Veil Degradation decreases by 1 for each use of minor psychic power and by 3 for each of a major psychic power. It decreases by 1 for each round. All right, so
I will do my duty. I'd rather not.
the pseudo pet to reach the target. So yeah, we basically have to run back and then charge in. This attack does not count towards the limit towards the. Let's see. So
My place is at the fore.
and then
Indeed.
Sister Argenta. Let's see, and then
Faith
reload.
without deeds is worthless. Doubt is for the weak.
Move there.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
God damn it.
Follow my lead.
Argenta is really bad. Argenta's accuracy is really terrible.
I am ready for whatever comes.
And then let's see, so
I'll
Bop.
make it happen.
and then one shot.
Another enemy down.
There we go. The elbow coughs up bluish blood. The armor plate on his chest is perforated a few places. Yep.
Survive. Return to the fold of your house as your destiny demands.
This is perforated a few places, and there's a tangle of metal and viscera where his abdomen ought to be. When the navigator's pale eyes find Cassie, he quietly rasps. Yep. Yeah, the problem is I played this game like 5 different times in a row because I became stimulated. It is good. It is very, very good. I will say, like, I think I prefer the problem that the game had, honestly, is the fact that it came out at the same time as Baldur's Gate 3. That's about it, and people just really latch on to Baldur's Gate 3 a lot more than this, even though it's like, I think 40K is a more compelling universe than the Sword Coast and Faerun.
No, don't leave me alone in this violet brown haze. Wake up! Your mistress is giving you an order. Do you hear me?
Cassia looks at the navigator's body in bewilderment, and you are overwhelmed with an inexpressible sense of loneliness and grief. Yeah, she's an empath.
He was a fine seer of the war. He fought for his mistress until the end.
Yeah, no. Enough's enough. I've had my fill of waterworks, thank you.
Forgive the Urgency, but we should leave the station immediately. The systems are unstable and may fail at any moment.
But this is my home. What are you going to do to me?
So let's see. If you wish to leave the station alive, you must first sign a contract. You will undertake to serve as my navigator until I release you from that obligation. And then, Lady Cassia, I, Morihan Valencius, rogue trader of the Imperium Man, offer you my protection and grant you shelter aboard my vessel. Let us aid one another. Become my navigator, and I shall restore you to House Rosario at the earliest opportunity.
I beg your pardon, but what about my servants? Your Act 5 is still full of people loyal to House Orselio.
Oh, can we say will be given us the core aboard my ship?
As a Lady Navigator of House Orselio, I accept your gracious offer of protection. Please, take me to your vessel. I can no longer bear the pain of this place. Profit and a taste for adventure.
All right, let's see. Let's see. So, I can level her up too.
To look at me because of my appearance. I fear to look at them because of their rotten-colored souls.
Okay. Fresh injury. Injury received from a trapper son in large amount of damage. Not removed with the medkit. It will turn into an old injury. Too many injuries will, let's see, visit the void ship or use a medkit to remove the injury. Let's see, so, oh, she's an officer. Let's see, so what is the officer thing I wanted to give her? Her ballistic skill is very bad. Her toughness and her weapon skills and perception. Perception's fine, but willpower is what governs her, like, yeah. The officer grants an ally an extra turn with full AP and MP. During the extra turn, there is no attack limit. Any stats by a navigator suffer 10% additional damage for any source of warp or damage. Bonus damage stacks for each hit afflicted by the navigator. This could act, let's see. For every turn the navigator gains additional action point. Every odd turn, the navigator gains 20 perception. Perception strikes a will character. It also affects awareness skills and reduces enemy dodge chance against the character's characteristics. Character's attacks. Every enemy of the navigator has an alliance that has a dodge and hit chance reduced by 5. So what does this one do? There are so many talents. Jesus Christ. I forgot how weird, I forgot how dense this game is. So... Let's see. Whenever the navigator uses a navigator power, veil degradation is reduced by 1. So that's really good if you're working with a lot of psychers. Navigator heals 6 wounds at the beginning of every turn and gains +1 additional wound for every navigator talent taken. The healing increases by 1 for every creature killed in between navigator's turns. So basically that means they are tanky as hell. Mastery over time. Navigators resolve resistance checks with their willpower for it is higher than the base characteristic for such a test. If the navigator's willpower is higher than their toughness, the navigator's wounds are calculated according to that power. I think Eye of Oblivion is probably the best one to use because I'm going to be using her mostly as a runner support unit and then having her look at everything. I gave her the blood crystal stuff, which allows her to use 2 navigator abilities in the same turn. Do this makes her do insane DPS wise. Yeah, in this case, I'm not sure what I want to do with her right now, but giving her, you know, I can always get more abilities. Like they have a lot of ways to get abilities in the game. It just feels like there's a lot there. So yeah, she has very high willpower. And then you have an old wound.
I will lead us to fortune.
How close am I to actually leveling up? How close am I to leveling up? I'm not sure if it actually tells me. The fact that the iconic sign is now active when the pistol is equipped in either hand. You already had this feature. Exposed weakness now costs 0 AP. Oh yeah, dismantling attack as the operative is not very good right now because I'm a sniper operative. Consistent firing position, so yep, we're just gonna get going.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
I forgot actually, let's see. Seven Orcelio Guardian, Armored Body Glove, which is already have one, and Thrice Pioneer's Bracers. And all of his stuff.
Let us not dawdle.
What was this guy? Where's the mob by force far beyond any mortal activity? Yeah.
I'm at your service.
Let's just do one more once over in the other room where we actually had a battle with.
Whatever you wish.
Yeah, I don't think we got anything. I got the sword. That's the only thing I really got from it. The Mars pattern sword. But yeah, so that's basically it for now.
Keep your eye on the prize.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
All right, let's see what we got here. Henry Lynn with the seal. See Theodora. Let's see. Info. Let's see. All right. She's wearing an armor body glove, so we're good on that. Tower of House of Celio. Let's see. Let's see what I want to give her. All right, and then let's see what you want to have. Where it deals damage, the target's open skill and ballistic reduced by 5%, which you run attack to 6 times. There's a close of endurance where let's see. We have all of that as armored body gloves. All right, and then what do I want to do here? The tech use, and I think that's everything that we need to do for this stuff here. Mantle of Heroism requires on each hero attacked and used in battle, increase the wearer's dodge by 20% at the end of combat. Oh, I get a cape. That's what that is. I get a fucking cape. Okay, let's take a look at the weapons. There you go. So we have a bunch of swords. House or Celio. Take a look at the Navigator staff. Identical. My long last is better than that, and then you can get a what was it? Deadshot stub revolver is still better. Let's see. Shotgun's not going to use back when shot within at effective range. So give him a shotgun. And they give him Mars pattern sword, which is better than the current sword. The game gives you so much crap to sell in chapter 1, which is useful because it helps you upgrade your reputation with the other factions. Yeah. Because it actually tells you what the, weaponry cargo, like who to sell with. But I haven't really gotten anywhere to sell anything with. So... what is this armor right now? Seneschal's trusty carapace. Okay.
Is there money to be made?
Leave locations, collect the remaining supplies. Collect all, yep. At least it gives you all the loot that you missed. There's like, hey, make sure to get all the stuff that you missed. I'm like, okay. What time is it, by the way? The Voxmaster, yeah, let's see. Welcome aboard. The Sanctum Navis has been prepared for the communion ritual, but the Lady Navigator was rest in her quarters first. You're just being furious, so your breath comes short and choppy, and your fingertips tingle unpleasantly. You notice that Vigdis is shivering slightly, and the crew are glancing around in puzzlement, searching for the source of the sudden wave of unease. He decided to not make use of the charm that could inhibit Cassio Aurelia's powers. Okay, yeah. Well, not even look at the Voxmaster. Cassio waves her away. First, I wish to speak with the rogue trader. Cassio sweeps her pensive gaze over Vigdis, then lowering her gaze just slightly turns to you. What do you wish to speak about? Before I begin the ritual, I wish to look once again into the eyes of the woman whose fame is so great that it managed to penetrate the impregnable walls of Urek 5 long before we ever met. It truly is you. The person the whole expansive Calixis sector are talking about, and now a rogue trader as well. After a few seconds of hesitation, Cassio lets out a small exhale and raises her pointed chin. I have not yet thanked you for saving me on the station. My thoughts were clouded with so much mournful ash when Theobald's heart stopped. But you acted honorably and did not exploit me in my wretched position. For that I am immeasurably grateful, yeah. Of her own free will. So deeply grateful that you saved my servants, especially my valet. Uwe served on the station for more than 5 years, much longer than any who preceded him. He knows how to properly attend to me during journeys through the Immaterium, and what to serve me for breakfast. His presence envelops me in a cloak of amber. But now, I am ready to go to the Sanctum Navis and perform the sacred rite. I require brushes, canvas, and the best paints you have on board, but no red. Why do you refuse red paint? Uwe will give his blood. Will give of his blood before the ritual, as always. But okay, I was about to say, does she not want the ship to go faster? Tell me more about what your ritual entails. I doubt the uninitiated could understand the mysteries of navigation, but I shall try to explain the essence of it. I must merge my mind and will with the machine spirit of the ship, so that I become one with the vessel. Cassia lifts a lock of hair from the back of her neck, revealing gilded implant parts. After that, I use the House Celio ritual, which I am loath to reveal to you, to free my mind of all errant thoughts, and then it is my time to open my third eye and peer into the depths of the warp itself. Among the nightmares, visions, mirages, and creatures of the abyss, only the light of the Emperor is the truth that will guide me from star to star, from system to system. Oh, the light, the guiding thread is so fine it could slip from one's grasp at any moment. Cassia unfurls her hand as though dropping something, but you have nothing to worry about. Navigators of House Celio never lose their course. Now is not the time to indulge in painting. You're asking questions, the answers to which you cannot comprehend. Perhaps I may explain it all to you at a later time. An hour time is too precious to waste. As a navigator of House Celio, I give you my word that without canvas and paint, we have little hope of a smooth journey through the warp. I have no reason to lie. Okay, you can be mean to her, but I'm not going to do that. I shall ensure the necessary supplies will be delivered to the Sanctum Navis. I shall take my leave of you for the duration of the rite. I ask that you do not follow me. Few can survive the gaze of my warp eye when it is opened. I will oversee the open channel between the Lady Navigator and the rest. May the Emperor's light guide us all. Initiating communion ritual. Come here, Uwe. He tilts a ring of metal freed from the scabbard, the low sob of the servant, the rhythmic drip of liquid on the canvas, the faint whisper of the brush. Go. Footsteps hurrying away. I see violet vortexes lashing an ocean with a million flails, and umber shadows spinning over the surface in a firing dance, a storm rising above flowing waters, armadas drowning in fog, a path from one end to another cannot be seen. And here, beyond a wall of glass, a daughter forsaken by her father yearns for her brother, and the sun's pale disk goes in tireless pursuit of her? No, of me. Its frozen rays lie that spring is here. The light is deadened. The great ruler is gone. The Voxmaster recoils at Cassia's words and accidentally snaps one of the cogitator levers. The panel beneath her fingers fingers emit sparks, and the Voxcaster falls silent. She quickly flips a series of switches and bows guiltily. My abject apologies for cutting off the broadcast, Lord Captain. I have never heard the word speaking through a navigator before. The connection is restored now. It will not happen again. Boxmaster, see to it that you receive 5 lives for the show of clumsiness. What is happening to Cassia? Soul-shredding screams drown out the Vox transmission. The dervers of the Sancta Novus are howling and shrieking like wild beasts, moaning in pain, and the throats raw from the strain. And then sudden silence. The dull thud of dropping bodies proclaims their fate. It appears the servants were part of the Lady Navigator's right. As it was for her predecessor, I will now arrange for the bodies to be removed from the Sancta Navis after the ritual, or what is left of them. Rogue Trader, I fear I have unfortunate news. Endless blackness has spread across the canvas, dividing what should be whole in two. My sight cannot glimpse the light of the Emperor as clearly as before. I cannot turn around. My brush only draws me onward. The way is blocked. By the Emperor's grace, the ritual was successful. Your vessel's temperament has presented a challenge. Its cold steel grip did not allow me to breathe freely even for a second, as it was the desk of the ship housed not only machine spheres, but something other. Now I will retreat to my chambers to recover my strength. Send for me if you have need of me. Lord Captain, congratulations on acquiring a navigator. Please spare me a few moments of your time, as there are several matters that require your attention. First of all, I wish to report on the condition of the station, Urak 5. Had you opted to begin your visit to the Rycat system with a different destination, the station could have become critically unstable. Fortunately, the decision to immediately visit the representative of Navis Nobilite brought us precious time. We can either focus our efforts on disassembling the station and procuring technological components for our own vessel, or attempt to save as many valuables as we can. I will not suit the pillaging. Abandon the station we are leaving. Gather any components that might be of use to this ship, or loot everything from droid to every last man ship. Yep. As you command, scrap containers. With your permission, I would also like to remind you that we are still looking for an Engineer Prime. Both the vessel and its machine spheres are in desperate need of oversight by an experienced tech priest. We are also missing some crew, and much more importantly, have that yet located Heinrich van Kalox, the right hand of the Lord Inquisitor. Now we know for certain he was not on Urak 5, so we should keep this in mind when making any future plans. Why is always busy with you, Victus? Couldn't you sometimes just visit and tell me how wonderful everything is? Certainly, Lord Captain. If you are interested, this week passed with a record low rate of minor disturbances of the lower decks. A senior technomat from Shift 8 came up with a new formula for a lubricant using kitchen servitor implant maintenance. The quartermaster of Store Compartment 11 reported recently that we are spending ceremonial decorations at least 20% slower than expected, which means we have enough tablecloths, carpets, and lint to last us 15 years of grand essentials instead of 10. Even considering that some of the stock was burned during the cultist attack of the vessel. Thank you, Victus. That will be all for now, as it pleases you, Lord Captain. All right, let's upgrade the RAM. Increase the effective solidarity to by 10%. The sun combustion on the officer's deck. The Lady Navigator has left her quarters and is currently in the wardroom, where uninitiated crew members are shunning her in terror. Try to find what has brought Cassia to the deck. I also need to talk to Sister Argenta as well.
Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance.
Lady Navigator is engrossed in pursuing the dusty tones which appear to have been neglected by other officers, be it because of a sloth or dullness of mind. When you look closer, Cassia looks up to you, starts, and hides a weathered book behind her back. I see you're fond of reading.
Oh, this. I found this fascinating read on one of the shelves, and I must say, it has caught my eye. Its every chapter is written in verse. I find it so beautiful and enrapturing.
Cassia carefully shows you the book, which turns out to be a collection of works by the Cadian naval officer and poet Aelius Quent.
Yurak 5 had a vast archive of its own, of course. Although most of the works within had to do with scholarly disciplines of some sort or another. Only in my sparse moments of respite was I allowed to escape into the pages of more embellished works.
Let's see. Cassia gently brushes the dust off the cover with her thin clawed hand, her eyes filled with longing after reminiscing about her lost home. Your only attendant is your valet from Yurak 5. Do my servants not measure up to your standards?
No. It is not that at all, Lord Captain. It is just that Uwe is quite capable of carrying out his duties by himself. He is well accustomed to my whims and preferences.
Thing I like about Warhammer Rogue Trader is the characters are allowed to have more personality than typical most Warhammer setting. I think that's the same with both of the Warhammer RPGs, because like the original first edition Warhammer was Rogue Trader, and it was basically a tabletop RPG. Yeah, it was a tabletop RPG that used basically the framework of wargaming. Sort of like how Dungeons and Dragons was. And then I think I was gonna say White Wolf, but it's not White Wolf. White Wolf is the fucking World of Darkness. It was Fantasy Flight, I believe, Fantasy Flight, that came out with Dark Heresy, and then later modern Rogue Trader. I don't understand why Alcat decided to go with Rogue Trader first as the big game, but it does make a lot of sense because Rogue Traders are basically like what you would imagine a D&D group in the 41st millennium to actually function like, whereas Dark Heresy is a lot more like kind of like nitty, like kind of in the weeds, more like a film noir kind of thing. But Rogue Trader is basically like very much, it's closer to a traditional dungeon crawling experience than Dark Heresy would be. But I do know that Dark Heresy is Alcat's next big project once they finish up the DLC for Rogue Trader, which I think the next DLC is coming out in like a month or so. Yeah, the next DLC is coming out in like a month, and that involves like warp shenanigans, I believe. Cassia cringes ever so slightly, adjusts the adornment on her forehead, and then awkwardly hides her clawed fingers in the folds of her clothes. The unnatural appearance of navigators often becomes a topic of gossip among lowly servants and officers alike. It is unsurprising then that Cassia prefers the company of one who is used to how she looks.
One should not underestimate the navigators of House Orselio, Lord Captain. Like a shawl of pale smoke, a faint malaise hangs upon my shoulders, but it will not be the slightest hindrance to my duty to humanity, and my duty to you.
Cassia's response is reserved and pointedly decorous, clearly intended to create a distance between you. There's no DLC this soon. Please, developers, take it easy. Yeah. Let me take a look here real quick. I'll pull out the thing. Give me a second. Because the Infinite Museum just came out like a couple months ago. Let me take a look here. Rogue Trader Season 2. Rogue Trader Season Pass 2. So Rogue Trader Season Pass 2. Let's see. It came with the appearance pack, so you can change the stuff about the appearance. Travel the Chronos expansion first. The appearance pack Rogue Trader includes 7 distinctive hairstyles, 4 for male and 3 for female. Those are custom augmetic implants for personalizing your Lord Captain. Whether you're forging alliances or bringing down your enemies, let your appearance and body power free for all Season 2 pass holders. DLC 3, The Infinite Museum, which is Trays in the Infinite. or Traz in the Infinite. DLC 4, Processional of the Damned, is coming out between July and September. Venture into the Processional, a massive otherworldly graveyard of ships lost to the void. What begins as a search for riches turns into a descent into the unknown. Navigate shifting corridors, avoid ancient traps, and uncover strange truths that defy logic. A new companion joins your crew, someone shaped by this impossible place. This expansion introduces new story, a mysterious new region, unique enemies, and some fresh gameplay mechanics. It sounds like you're going into a Tzeentch room. It sounds like it's a Tzeentchian lair. I'm not exactly sure if that's that's what the case is going to be, but it sounds like we're going to be going into the warp and possibly into a Tzeentch area. And then the appearance pack, which I haven't have figured out a way to actually because I did buy Season Pass 1. I did buy Season Pass 1. But I do not know how to actually get the I actually changed my appearance though. I'm gonna guess there's something I can do in the ship to do so. I think there might be something in my quarters to do it, but I'm not exactly sure where though or how to do it. Let's see. And now I'm getting sidetracked because I just saw there was an isometric sale on Steam. So we got Pathfinder, we got all the Pathfinder games: Pathfinder Kingmaker, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, Wasteland 2, Rogue Trader, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, Neverwinter Nights, Wasteland 3, Planescape Torment, New Arcane, which actually looks pretty cool, or New Arcline, Encased, XCOM, Planetfall, Age of Wonders Planetfall, Age of Wonders 2, The Wizard's Throne, Age of Wonders 3, Age of Wonders 4, Pillars of Eternity, XCOM 2, Age of Wonders Shadow Magic, The Riftbreaker, Age of Wonders, was it Pillars of Eternity, Deadfire, which I believe this is on my wish list. I think this is Pillars of Eternity too. I can finally get to my character's master. Nice. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Pillars of Eternity 2 is just Pillars of Eternity. Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire is just Pillars of Eternity 2. Wasteland, I think I've gotten, how far did I get into Wasteland 3 before I quit? I think I returned to the base after dealing with like the first major thing with the clowns. That's the one thing I remember. I fought clowns and then I returned. So I'm not sure how far in I am. Let's see. Wilson, Lords of Mayhem, Inquisitor. Oh God, Inquisitor Martyr's on sale. That game is, Jesus Christ, it's 90% off. Okay. Inquisitor Martyr is a game that is definitely worth getting. What that is, it is basically, I forget who made it. It's the developers behind the Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing. And Inquisitor Martyr is basically 40K Diablo. It's really good. It's been more like, I think it was I think when I was sick, when I was sick with strep throat, I just played a lot of Inquisitor Martyr, and that game is really good. It is like my favorite isometric ARPG that I've played. It's so good. And yeah, the main game is now Clowns with Exploding Pigs. Yeah. But the main game of Inquisitor Martyr, it's normally $50. It's now $5. It is fucking $5 to get that game. So definitely worth getting. And then there's also King's Bounty Armored Princess, which is cheap as shit. That's an older game. Path of Exile. Yeah, Path of Exile and Path of Exile 2. Magicka, Death's Door, which I already have a lot of these games. Warhammer Chaos Bane, which I have no idea what the fuck this is. This is that looks like it's another isometric ARPG, but it doesn't look like it is as good as Inquisitor Martyr, because Inquisitor Martyr is just good. Grim Dawn, which is really good. Grim Dawn is basically the closest thing to Warhammer Age of Sigmar you're going to get in an ARPG, and it is one of the best ones available. There's also a mod to play the entirety of Diablo 2 in that game. And then let's see, Quasimorph, which I don't have, Black Book, Hell's Bridge, Disco Elysium and Rue Valley. Sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked there, but yeah, there is a new DLC coming out sometime soon for Rogue Trader.
There are people on this ship who are far more impulsive and dangerous to others, and far less devoted to the God Emperor than a herald of the Navis nobility. But I did not need your words to see the shades of umber unease that whirl around your subjects whenever I am near. Were I not acquainted with such a reaction, I could have found their behavior in your question just now insulting. Lord Captain, would you kindly explain to me why you are pestering me with these questions? Inquiring about my mood and my needs, showing an interest in the books I am enjoying? You are behaving as if you possessed a shred of fellow feeling for one such as I. I beg your pardon, Lord Captain. That was no way for a navigator to conduct herself.
Let's see. It is indeed difficult to feel empathy for a mutant. However, the crew's well-being hinges on that of its navigator. I believe this conversation has reached its natural conclusion. What the fuck just happened to my chat? Hold on a second. My chat just died. This go leaves reminds you of certain. What the fuck? Oh yeah, I deleted a message. Because that completely destroyed everything in there. This go leaves. Oh yeah, the fucking yeah. The fact that I forget what happened to it. Didn't he like pick a fight that he couldn't win, and he just fucking dropped the game like very early on? I remember that. I remember that quite clearly. That he picked a fight he could not win. It was ridiculous. It was really, really stupid. He put the code in his... Yeah, that was ridiculous. The other thing to apologize for. Humans' emotions are natural, be they good or bad, and it's just natural to share them with others.
Please forgive me. I cannot even understand myself right now. Your words and attention have reminded me of life on the station. Of Theobald and Felek. I do not understand. They were merely the keepers of Urak 5. So, why do memories of those two make me feel a strange heaviness here? At the same time, I find myself overwhelmed with new excitement and anticipation. At last, I have set foot outside my familiar walls, and into a world that I have only seen before in the pages of books. Your ship alone is a treasure trove of remarkable artifacts and curiosities. And just imagine the things that await beyond, but... My delight must seem childish to you, surely. In your heart, you must be finding all this quite amusing.
Let's see, what I find childish is your manner of addressing me as if I were your friend, which yeah, now. I understand what you're going through. My own life was turned upside down not too long ago, yeah. I'm not in the habit of finding amusement at the expense of my people. Just remember to keep your emotions in check, yeah, see.
Indeed. I did not know. That is to say, I could not have known, as it is the first time we are speaking in a circumstance so... private. My word, when I found this place, it was so full of officers. Why did they all leave?
I do not tolerate idlers on the ship. My officers know it well.
Then, I must take my leave as well. I am due to inspect the Sanctum Navis after the communion ritual and prepare the chamber for the upcoming warp jump. Thank you for your company.
The thing is that Disco leaves the game about accepting failure and he doesn't really understand that. No, he also just picked the worst outcomes imaginable because he just fucking got destroyed by like a gang. Like he's given you're given bad options, of course, but the thing is he picked the worst options out of everything and just ended his game then and there. Let's see. Officer's deck, yeah. bridge. I forget, so how do I even sell stuff or change my appearance? Let me actually look up, let's see. I'm gonna go look that up while my game is loading. Does your appearance of Rogue Trader interact with the mirror inside your bedroom? Like, okay. Let's see. How to turn a helmet. Open your character's inventory screen and click the outfit settings button located in the top right corner of the character model or gear sorting area. Oh, there. Show helmet off. Show backpack. Off. On. Oh, I could give myself a commissar's cap. I kind of want to do that. Shows base outfit headwear, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to have our hair down long. Show gloves. Show boots. Show armor. And then I believe I can also just do other things with this. So you get the ending where he ran out of money and had to sleep in the trash. Yeah, well, he just got like, he had his game way too early. Back to bridge. All right, yeah, that's the back to bridge button. So now we need to talk to Sister Argenta, and I think that's where we will leave it for today, because we at least did something major here. And this game is going to take me a long fucking time to get through, but I'm going to play a lot more of it at least. And at some point, if I get some extra money, I will probably pick up the second DLC expansion to go through and just go through all that stuff as quickly as possible. So let's see.
Rogue Trader.
So you said you had a personal request from me.
I indeed have a request, Rogue Trader. The accursed servants of Chaos who assaulted this ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their posts until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this in Von Valancia's territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the Rogue Trader could meet with the orphans?
These kids could take up to like 2 hours, yeah. So it's gonna take a while, but if I have more time, like on a weekend, I'm definitely gonna play more than like do like a handful of missions as opposed to just doing one a night. Because as it stands, like, because I do have work most of the week, I can only really play on Mondays and Fridays until this game is done, but still, I am enjoying it. I forgot how good this game was. It's really good. The writing is really, really good. I do like the abilities, so there's just a lot to take in, but I'll get used to it. So we can just say fuck them kids if we want to. I'll be with them in no formalities. These are the children of people who gave their lives for the Von Valancia's dynasty. My considerations at least is to deliver this order on my behalf. The orders are to be properly provided here, but a personal meeting with the Rogue Trader is too much. Do you wish to fill these children's heads with the illusion that this world and this rulers care about them? I want no part in this. What good of meeting them do? Make a reading for I will address the orphans with a speech.
I will pass on your instructions. Thank you for taking my request to heart.
Isn't Argenta like the one person that is obviously you want to romance, but you can't because she's a sororitas? Oh, there's the orphans. The motley group of adolescents do not take their eyes off you, gazing at you if you're a creature straight from the fairy tale. Our indefatigable sister has been keeping an eye on these pups. It is hardly the Scarlet Progenium in here, but we have provided the orphans on our ship adequate care and instruction. I mean, the Scarlet Progenium is fucking terrible. Argenta is standing to the side of the group at your approach. She perks up and announces her voice ringing, "Brave ones, the master of the ship has appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness of the universe by the Emperor's will. Greet your Lord Captain, the rogue trader of House von Valencius." Heinrich Montag. You notice Infernus Minister Heinrich Montag standing a few paces away from the orbs. He watches you with approval and bows respectfully when you meet his gaze. Give them treats and escort them to their homes. I believe a minute of beholding the Lord Captain is a great enough honor for them. The Lord Captain greets you, brave ones. Let's see. I, the rogue trader, the Lord, the Captain of the ship, speak to you now. That your parents gave... Yeah, we're doing this one. Your parents gave their lives for a just cause and brought honor to the von Valentius banners and those of the Imperium. I am proud of them, and I believe you will become their worthy heirs. See, not at all, your ladyship. I'm just looking out for them. It's the Infernus way to help folks in trouble. It's our job, after all, so we chip in rations here and there to make sure nobody gives them a hard time. We take the older ones to the clan's care if they want. Many in the guild are not our family by blood or by circumstance. Let's see. The seniors hang out everywhere with a bated breath. Only a few of them far in the leadership seem so not particularly impressed by your speech. Why should we care? Our parents, our friends and parents just died in the dozens for you, noble, and you just give us speeches. Argenta quickly turns to the boy. A flare of emotion flashes in her dark eyes, like she wants to calm and scold him for his impudence. If you have things to say them without fear. I will listen. Doesn't matter what we say, we won't bring our parents back, and it won't change our fates either. We'll keep slaving away on the ship until we drop and die like our folks, or worse. I understand your grief and dismay. Your parents died. It's not an easy thing to go through, but they gave their lives for the truth and for the good of the whole ship at the Imperium. Do not speak of honor with anger and disdain. Let's see. Let's see. The strong have the power to decide the fate of others. The weak either obey or die. If you seek a different lot in life, boy, save your grumbling and look for an opportunity to rise above the rest. When the heretics who killed your parents attacked the ship, I was there. I took command, I fought, and I repelled the assault as quickly as I could. But no war can be won without loss. You can only strive to do what is within your power. I try to say whether or not your words have left an impression on the boy, but he nods slowly. Then he catches himself and gives you an awkward bow. Abelard gives a sign, and the servants immediately emerge carrying packet streets with Von Valentius emblazoned on the wrappers. It appears that the Seneschal has come prepared for any contingency. Jesus Christ, he just gave them fucking boxes of candy. Argenta rubs her temple pensively. She smiles and offers a few more words of encouragement, then leaves the boy. Playing some Outcast, yeah. We actually just got our navigator too. The weird lady with fish skills, pale skin, webbed fingers, and very long nails and arms. I don't know where she is right now. But yeah, we unlocked. We just recruited Cassia as well. The scene spirits are skittish. Say, let's see. So let's take a look at our quest log, our journal. So how do we sell stuff? I think we'll do that first. It's secretly a furry. Yeah. Oh, I see. Add to cargo. Add to cargo. There's a way to do more of these. All right. And then can I drop this? No, I can't. Yeah, I told you you can grind encounters. So, well, how do I even sell stuff? Like, that's the main thing that I need to figure out. Like, how do you even sell stuff to get funds? Let's see. You can't draw quest items yet, even though the quest is already done. But in terms of like just selling valuables. Alright, let's see, from oldest to newest, there we go. Like, how do I sell this stuff? I guess that you sell them on planets. Let me just take a look at that. That's all items. Let's see, I just like, let's see. Selling stuff only builds reputation. To build wealth, you have to make decisions in the dialogue that allow you to gather the resources. Okay, well, I'm just trying to think, like, how do I actually unload my stuff? The willingness of to trade with the servant of you can increase your reputation by donating your loot or the cargo items, and there are 5 different routes to the Coronis Expanse. Very sorry, boy. It's the Phantom inside the Bridge King. One of the overseas to be debating an alliance with you. I think the master. Where's his voice? I forgot how to get cargo once I'm done with this. This is not the conduct of an officer. There are ends of a highborn brat out of luck. Explain yourself, Lieutenant. But I must speak to Lord Captain. A real event. The young woman standing before Abelard tries with all her might to not quail under the onslaught of her superior's anger. She falters, but then manages to look him in the eye and say, "Yep. We address the Lord Captain, but not least because I see I've already seen fit to disturb her. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display of belligerence toward a higher-ranking officer will be logged onto your personal file without delay." I'm not senior importance of the nurse. I will speak, but I want to hear a report, not a shouting match. Having two officers bickering in full view of the bridge is unacceptable. Yep. Doesn't matter, they cannot wait. Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks on orders to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary, but I am convinced that this step is unwarranted, and the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers. Abelard, in no hurry to intervene, lets out a skeptical huff. He glances at Sarabak, who is standing not far from him, but she maintains a stony expression. I urge you to investigate the actions of a Seneschal Wissarian and to intervene in what's happening on the lower decks, because very soon we will have a mutiny or a massacre on our hands. I shall explain. I will not hurry, since my competence is under scrutiny. I will speak for as long as I see fit. There's established order to the way things are done on the ship, and one of the pillars of that system is that the rogue trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters. It is the Seneschal's role to ensure that. I have always handled internal problems myself, so, of course, when I received information about cultists hiding on the lower decks, I took the matter in hand. As long as I live, not one of the vermin who murdered Theodora von Valencius will find refuge on her ship. You are far too heavy-handed, Seneschal Wissarian. Arrest, interrogations, mass punishments for entire sectors. It has driven the people to the brink. Now there's a strike on the lower decks, in Depot 4 to be precise. 3 worker clans are involved, but many more are passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into an all-out insurrection, but when I reported my concerns, the only response I received was in order to establish an assault unit and crush the strike with maximum force. It's one of his loyalty missions, yeah. Master of Arms, the ships and force report to you, and yet you seem hesitant to provide your own perspective. Yep, they're Yocasta. Lord Captain, unlike Lieutenant Vent, I respect the chain of command and realize that it is not within my right to challenge my superiors. Sarabak bows her head in Abelard's direction. However, a moment later, a serpentine smile appears on her lips. That being said, while I entirely share Master Wissarian's opinion on what fate Depot 4 deserves, I would note that the insubordination is a direct consequence of practice that he himself has introduced. As he had decided to follow the lieutenant's example, after all, such behavior does you no credit. It appears I have unearthed the note squabble. I would prefer to be left out of it. I would not deem it a problem worthy of the rogue trader's attention. The lower decks, as it so happens, are in revolt. 30-some years ago, we had a revolutionary leader rise up who dared to establish workers' rule across the entire ship. It took a month to restore order, but even 8 years later, they were still battling rumors that the hero had survived his execution. It was on the verge of gathering people to fight against the tyranny once more. Needless to say, the rumors were baseless. As for the current situation, we have sufficient enforcers to deal with it. But on the ship, word of the Lord Captain carries more weight than a salve of 100 bolters. I'm sure that the rogue trader addresses the malcontents directly, she will quell the unrest. I dread to think what problem you will disturb the rogue trader with next. Perhaps you will ask the Lord Captain to break up brawls in the mess room. I have already given you the means to resolve this problem, you simply need to use them. If I may, your ladyship, sending head squad to crush the rebellion is a means of ignoring the problem, not solving it. Abelard, what do you have to say about all this? There's no need to add anything. I acted within the remit of my authority. I guided exclusively by the best interests of your protectorate and your personal safety. If you wish to confirm the rectitude of my actions for yourself, I have no objections. For my part, I urge the Lord Captain to go down to the lower deck, stop the assault unit, to speak directly to people. You will see that they are not lying or harboring heretics. That way you will stop the uprising before it begins. I am certain the Seneschal was acting within his authority, but I will verify the soundness of his decisions for myself. Energize boarding on sophomore, but please yourself, Lord Captain. However, I categorically insist that I escort you. I regret that the enforcers were unable to handle the situation, which then led to the Seneschal's involvement. I consider it my duty to go to Depot for myself and see the expedient resolution of this incident.
Keep your wits about you.
Take that, scum. Lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I dearly regret we cannot replace all the locals with the servitors. The people dare to disrespect a senior officer. They would not have the chance to express such disrespect if we were not here, and if the situation had been dealt with by the relevant officers. It is a junior officer's worst failing to pass problems up the chain of command. I have never been able to abide it. I shall say it again, it was made to come here with Lieutenant Vince Wim, Lord Captain. I must admit that the lieutenant is by no means the worst material for an officer, but in the name of terror, the girl is the same age as my eldest great-granddaughter, and she has the gall to tell me how to manage the lower decks and hunt down cultists. It will be another 20 years at least before she can be trusted to act without oversight. Of course they were. The organization of the daily routine life of the ship rests upon my shoulders. The bound of challenges and problems from which I endeavor to insulate you, Lord Captain. The situation on the lower decks has been the cause of concern, and I have intervened personally on more than one occasion. That must be why they remember me. They do not know your face. To them, you are akin to a creature of legend, one who has stood on the steps of the Golden Throne, no less. Whereas I am the man whose name is attached to every order, docking rations or lowering a base heating.
I always keep my options open.
May not make an example of the peasants, though. I plead the. I mean, I might make an example of them as well. I'm not exactly sure. We'll see what happens.
I still do not see our purpose in coming here.
Relax, old man. Going for a stroll on the lower decks every once in a while is good for you. Lets you see how the simple folk live.
All right. Well, I'm gonna call it. Let's see. Can I save? Yeah, I can. Yeah, so I'm gonna say because I gotta go to fucking bed, and I have work in the morning as well. So I will see you all sometime tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow because tomorrow I got work. Hopefully Friday. Probably not Wednesday. We'll see. I usually take off on Wednesday, but I also might be not here. It depends. But if I have time, I will be back on Wednesday or on Friday, and then possibly Saturday and Sunday. We will see. Have a good night, everybody. Bye bye.